TikTok ads for realtors. This is the first ever full complete step-by-step tutorial showing you how to use TikTok for lead generation using paid ads for real estate agents available right now. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to have your first TikTok ad up and running, but also I'm going to show you an exact example using myself of what a TikTok ad looks like that converts extremely high using my own money like I have. And also I'm going to make sure to touch on all the ninja strategies you can do in order to make sure that your TikTok ads convert high. Think Facebook ads back in the golden and glory days before all of the nonsense happened with privacy laws and special ad category. That is what TikTok ads are like right now. The ability to target buyers and sellers and the ability to get massive exposure, but also incredible leads for extremely cheap is like no other platform when it comes to paid advertising for real estate lead generation. So I'm going to show you exactly how to leverage TikTok ads in order to not just generate leads, but absolutely skyrocket your personal brand and not just become top of mind, but also remain top of mind. So without further ado, let's dive into my screen, pull it up, and I'll walk you through step by step. You're not going to want to skip a single step, and stay tuned to the end. If you don't follow along with me and skip any part in this video, you very well might run into a situation that many agents are, which is getting your entire TikTok ad account disabled, which is not what I want. So let's make sure you get these ads up and running the right way and start generating leads. So without further ado, let's dive in. Let's walk through this step-by-step TikTok ads tutorial for realtors. So what you're going to do is type in ads.tiktok.com, and that's going to take you to this page here. Now you're going to click create now. You can see here you can get started inspiration, and it gives you a bunch of different resources on this website if you want to. Again, inspiration is going to show you different examples of TikTok ads, but TikTok ads are typically just going to be, again, what you would do in the format of a TikTok video, so that seems native to the platform. And I'll get to some of those mistakes that a lot of agents make as we go through this, but what you want to do is click create now. Now, if you have not already signed up, you're going to be prompted to sign up and create an ad account. So you can connect your TikTok account, you go through the process. Again, I can't show you because I already have created one, but you're going to want to make sure that you go through and you create your ad account, which is going to be very similar to Facebook with billing and things like that. But take a second to do that. And now we're going to come through. So what you're going to see here is we've got our dashboard, which is going to show you the different examples of ads if you're creating it. So this is going to be very similar to your Facebook ads dash count if you're familiar with running Facebook ads. Now you're going to have a couple things up here. You've got your campaign, which is going to be going through and creating a campaign. You're not going to have to worry about this. Assets, audiences are going to be for if you're doing retargeting. I will have videos coming down about retargeting, which is super ninja for both growing your following as well as converting online leads. So if you want to make sure to not miss that video, because it's probably going to be the most powerful one I'll put out this year, make sure you subscribe and maybe tap that thumbs up button, give me a bit of a like, because I try and do my best to put out a ton of videos to help you scale your production. So we're going to come through and select a campaign. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a campaign. And you can see here, this is actually going to be very simple and very similar to Facebook. If you've ever run a Facebook ad before, this is going to be very simple. So you can see two different options here: simplified mode, custom mode. Simplified experience, spend less time creating and managing campaigns and get back to running your business, or get full control of the experience. It's perfect for advertising objectives. So that's what we want, is we want custom mode because we want to have full control over this ad. Again, very similar to Facebook. You can see here 3 different sections of creating a ad on TikTok. When you're doing TikTok ads for real estate agents, you can see here campaign, ad group, and ad. Very similar to Facebook ads, which is campaign, ad set, and ad. So we're going to go through and create a new one. Now, advertising objectives, very similar again to Facebook, which is awareness, which is getting the maximum number of people. This is actually really good for if you just want to become top of mind in your market. Video views is good if you want to actually get more views on your ads. This is good for getting engagement, right? Getting views and engagement. This is going to be good if you want to increase your following. So if you want to use TikTok ads as a realtor to increase your following, this is something you can do as well. And then you can see here lead generation. So that's what we want. You're not going to have to worry about conversion because you're probably not worrying about any of these, but we want lead generation. And again, you can see campaign name. So maybe we're doing, buyer lead generation, and I like to put the market, and then I like to put the date. So let's say it's June 7th, 2023. Now, similarly, unfortunately, to Facebook, we do have to use a special ad category for housing. You're not going to have to worry about split testing or CBO, campaign budget optimization, or, set the campaign budget. You can see here, right? So daily budget, we're going to worry about that later. So we're going to go ahead and click continue. Now you can see here placements is going to be on TikTok. What we want to make sure that we do in terms of the ad group name is just type in, your market home buyers, maybe it's a video about buyers lead generation. And you can see it's fairly broad, but we'll go down a little bit more niche. And placement is going to be on TikTok. Advanced setting, you don't really need to worry about this. And again, we don't need to worry about automated creative optimization as well. So now we've got the location. So this is again going to be very similar to Facebook, where we can come through and select location. So we're going to type in Calgary because that's where we want to target people that are looking to move there. Now, also, if you do know just through things like Google Trends where people are moving from, like in Calgary, a lot of people are moving from Toronto, Canada, and Vancouver, Canada. Well, if you're in Texas and a lot of people are moving there from, for example, California, you could feel free to create an ad that is going to run in California talking about moving to Texas. But typically, just for somebody that's getting started, you only want to be running ads that are actually in your market center, because it's going to be a lot easier to take control over and target. So now we've got languages. Now, when we look at this, I typically just use English because that's what my video is going to be in, and that makes sure that everybody actually will be able to understand my ad. Now, if you do have maybe additional languages, Spanish, Portuguese, Hindi, Punjabi, then you might want to leverage that as a unique value proposition and a competitive advantage in order to create content that is going to be in your native language or your secondary language, which again is huge when it comes to having an unfair competitive advantage. So now you can see here, available audience is narrow, right? 434,000 to 531,000, and now it's no longer broad, but it's more narrow. So now you can see here, in a special ad category, ensure your audience doesn't discriminate people based on protected personal characteristics. So when we look at, include, there's no data here that we have, and exclude, there's no data, because this is going to be for custom audiences for retargeting, right? So if you've done this for a little while, again, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my retargeting videos. This is going to be huge for increasing the bottom of funnel conversion. But since this is going to be your first TikTok ad as a realtor, you're not going to need to worry about this. So now you've got a couple different things here in terms of interests and behaviors. You've got ad interests, behaviors, and creator interactions. So if we look at this, very similar to targeting in Facebook, where let's say you typed in, real estate, right? Maybe real estate sales. So people have interested in real estate sales, interest in, also here, real estate and home rentals, right? So this is probably a pretty good one, right? Because it's a little bit more defined. So they're interested in home rentals or also buying and selling homes. Now, when we come down here, what kind of data they're interested in? So you can actually stack them. So if you type in like real estate again, you can see real estate sales, interested in defining users long-term. So now they're also interested in real estate sales. So now you can see this is even more narrow, down to 121,000, 149,000, which is really, really good for our audience. Now, when we come down here to behaviors, you can see here, you can start to select by category in terms of, how they interact with the video. If we want to look at some of the different behaviors, this is more so for retargeting. So I'm not going to worry you about this and waste your time, but you could see you could retarget people based on watching to the end, liking, commenting, sharing, that kind of stuff. And then creator interactions, if they've followed you, if they've viewed your profile. So you can get very granular on TikTok, unlike Facebook, which is why it's so powerful. You can even go down to the device and looking at, what type of connection they had and which carrier they're with. So the data that it gives you is super powerful, but in order to get access or to get good results, you don't have to worry about this. So I deleted this by accident. We'll go ahead and type this again. And now we've got our targeting, and we're not going to worry about devices or any of that. And now we're going to come down to our budget. Now, again, because this is pretty untapped in most markets, you can get away with $10 a day, which might be a bit more comfortable for some people in order to become familiar with running a TikTok ad. I usually like to start a little bit higher just to gain a bit more data so that I can start to optimize and then create those retargeting audiences to start to drive deeper down the funnel and get better results. So now you can see the schedule, very similar to Facebook. You can schedule the ad here. Now you can see day parting. This is ninja. You don't want to be doing this in the beginning, because what this is saying is, let's say that, again, you have people that are, hyper engaged with your ads, usually on a Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can actually bump up your budget by a significant amount during that time. And then reduce it during other times. So this is something, if you've been doing this for an extended period of time, but I don't recommend that. Now, when it comes to scheduling, you've got two different options: run continuously or run ad within a range. Now, again, I usually recommend setting an end date, just because if you're not familiar with running TikTok ads yet, you don't want to forget that you have an ad running. Maybe it's not performing as good as you would like to, and then suddenly you forget about it, and you're wasting $10, $20 a day for months. But if you are familiar with running ads and you're going to keep this open on your browser and check in every couple of days, then you can just let it run. Because the one thing that letting it run does lead to an advantage is, if it does start to perform, if you have an end date and it starts to perform and then it ends, well, you just killed the momentum of that ad. But this is for people that are a bit more consistent with advertising. So if that's not you, then you can come down here and you look again, say maybe we're running this on, June 7th, and we want to run this until, usually you want to give it at least 2 weeks, which is why it automatically defaulted to the 21st. I like to go a little bit further, and we can click done. So now it's after 3 weeks, it's going to stop. Typically, you don't want to look at the data for an ad until at least 3 days after, because it needs a bit of time to build momentum and to actually gather sufficient data of whether or not it is actually converting. So you can see here, we've got bid strategy. So optimization goal is leads. Bid strategy, you can either cap, so keep your average cost around the lower cost per bid if you don't want to spend more than a certain amount per lead, but typically you want to just maximize for the lowest cost. And then once you get enough data, you'll be able to see what the average lead cost is going to be. Maybe it's $3, $5 for your market center, and then you can start to actually set cap costs when you're testing other ads. You can see here, you don't need to worry about this, and we're going to click next, and now we're going to go on to the actual ad itself. So let's look at a couple different things here. We've got, again, set custom identity, the creative name, right? So typically you want to say, 3 buying tips in Calgary. So the TikTok video could be something talking about the 3 buyers tips that you need to know right now to buy the perfect house in this current market condition. So what you'd want to do, again, knowing that you need to captivate people's attention within the first 3 seconds, unlike YouTube videos, which has a bit more time, with TikTok videos, the 3-second mark is where you need to be capturing attention by. So the one way you could do it is you want to make sure that it looks native to the platform. This is where a lot of people go wrong, is they start to create ads that look like an ad, and then people are going to notice it and they're just going to skip. The goal of creating a TikTok ad, in an example that I'm going to show you right now, is you want to create a video that looks native to the platform like any other video. And then you go for the call to action at the end, instead of just doing something where it's like, if you're thinking about buying a house in Calgary this year, then you're going to want to click the link below. Well, that's not going to get many impressions. It's not going to be able to get many leads, because people are going to see, obviously it's an ad. Sure, you'll get the anomalies and the outliers, but that's not going to be what's going to get you the best results. Typically, you want to say 3 tips for buying a house in Calgary during the declining market and the rising interest rates, and go through the tips, then do your call to action at the end. By the way, if you want to know more about the, how to buy a house in Calgary, just drop a comment below. Or again, in the ad is just going to be, if you're thinking about buying a house, click the link in the description and I'll give you these 3 tips, or give you a buyer's tip. So you want to make sure that it is native to the platform. It doesn't look like an obvious ad. You can see here, you've got your ad account here. So you can see here, you can just select it. And then if you don't have selected, you're going to go ahead and create your custom identity. And we're going to do a single video. Now, what you could do is you can either choose it from a library, as you can see here. And this is going to give a number of different examples. Or we can upload a video. So if I upload a video here and I maybe just want to click and upload this video from Noah, we're going to upload this video and click upload. Now what you're going to see here is it's uploading the creative, and this is a video of Noah, who's one of the top agents in my organization on TikTok, talking about the top 15 best resorts in Florida. Now typically, again, you would want this video to be specific to buying or selling. Maybe again for buyers, top 3 tips to buy a house in during the declining market and rising interest rates, or how to get top dollar for your property during the current interest rate. So what you want to do is hook people with something that's very natural, and then if you click this video, you'd be able to see what it actually is going to show up like, and you'll be able to just watch this video as well. Now again, the one reason why we're getting this kind of issue detected here is that you don't want to use videos with the TikTok watermark. This is a video that Noah sent me via text that he just downloaded from TikTok. You don't want to use one with the watermark. So you want to create your videos separate from the platform. Do not download them from TikTok and then go through and upload it. So if you want a different example, maybe we want to actually create a new video, or come through here and add from your computer. If I wanted to show you an example without the TikTok watermark using one of my own videos, we'll be able to come through here. And the reason why this can't be uploaded is because it's longer than 50 or 60 seconds. It has to be under 60 seconds. But again, just make sure that you do not use the TikTok watermark. So make sure you edit your video separately, then you want to upload it in here. And then when it comes to text, you'll see that this actually shows up down here. So let's say top 3 buyers tips. That's going to show up right here. You can kind of see where my cursor is. These are going to be the top 3 buyers tips. Now, interactive add-ons, you don't need to worry about this. Disclaimer, you don't need to worry about that either. And by checking this box, you agree all of these things to that TikTok's doing. Now you want to go ahead and create your instant form. So this is going to be very similar to Facebook. You've got the advanced form, you've got the classic form. Typically you want to just use the classic form because it's going to be the easiest. And we're going to go ahead and confirm. And now what we're going to do is just say, again, title it. So maybe you want to just say buyers lead gen form, 3 buyers tips, so you know what it's for. Now you've got the configuration. It's going to be for English, the form type. Again, similar to Facebook ads, you've got more volume or higher intent. So higher intent is going to make sure that people have a chance to review their information before submitting it to you. More volume is going to just be a quick to fill out. Now, typically for Facebook, higher intent is good to use based on the fact that, again, most people created their Facebook page like 15 years ago. So the information they created their Facebook page with is usually not what they use currently. But because TikTok is newer, you can actually get away with using more volume, and that will actually yield pretty good results because most people, based on when they downloaded TikTok, which is pretty recently within the last couple of years, they're going to be using, or they would have used, their current contact information. Now you've got the introduction. Again, you can have a logo here if you would like to. If we want to just choose maybe a property like this, because they want to represent buyers, you'll see where this is going to show up, which is here. Or if you would like to, you can update this and you can actually use a photo of yourself, which is really good as well. So let's look at the display name when we come here. Display name, we can see here. So what you typically want to do with the display name is just use something like yourself, like Calgary Realtor. And it has to be under 60 characters, top Calgary Realtor, and you'll see where this shows up. So what I actually like to do, just to kind of give you exactly what I do, is thinking of buying a home. And then these are the top 3 things you need to know before buying a house due to the shifting market and declining or rising interest rates. Done. Now you've got the question. So typically what you want to do is you want to have name, phone, and email. Name usually performs best at the top. Name, email, phone number. This is the sequence that I like and performs the best. And now you don't need to worry about custom questions or anything like that. Privacy laws. So typically, again, you always need to have some sort of privacy policy. So you can just say, your brokerage name, eXp Realty. And then you can come over to your website. So if I come to my website like this and come over here, every website will have at the bottom a privacy policy. So you can come down here, privacy policy, copy that link, put it into your TikTok ads manager under the link, and you're good to go. And then you've got the thank you screen. You can just write something along the lines of, congrats on your next step toward buying. Click below if you would like to see a custom list of the most popular homes for sale in Calgary right now, updated in real time, and allows you to set custom search alerts so you never miss out on the perfect property to call your next home. Done. Now I've got the button text, right? If we just move this over here, you will see the button text down here. So what we want to see is, most popular homes for sale. And then you want to come over to your website, and all that you want to do is you want to filter the properties by most popular. Typically what you want to do, based on my experience, is choose kind of like the average price range of a little bit above the average in your market and a little bit below the average in your market, like such, and then search by popularity. Now, typically some will allow you to do it by grid, by map, but this looks very similar to what would be shown on, a Realtor.com or a Zillow, or you can do the map, which I find performs quite well also if they're looking to, find a certain area. Then you just take this link at the top, put it in here, and now whenever they click this, they're going to go to the most popular homes for sale, and then you click complete, and now that means that your Facebook ad is done. We just have to put in here, please let us know where to send the custom list of homes, or the most popular homes for sale. Now this is going to be complete, and we will be able to be done with the lead form, as we can see here. So now we've got our instant form. It's ready to rock, and all we would do is click submit. So this is going to be our TikTok ad. And again, what you want to make sure that you're doing is just creating TikTok videos that, based on a couple things that we've seen by spending, hundreds of thousands of dollars on TikTok ads in the last few months, is that you're creating videos that are native to the platform, meaning that it's not just vertical format, which is obvious, but also you need to make sure that it blends in with normal content. So it's not obviously an ad from the second people look at it, but it fits more naturally within the feed that people are going to be seeing it. So they're going to watch it, then you do the call to action at the end. Whereas on YouTube ads, you want to do the call to action immediately to call out who you're trying to get in front of. Now, a couple of the things when it comes to TikTok ads, again, just making sure that it doesn't have the watermark and making sure that everything is tailored toward who you actually want to get in front of. But this is just a very easy way to, again, start to generate pretty significant leads. I will have 2 more videos coming out, one about how to actually scale your following and then one how to retarget. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those. And if you have any questions, drop a comment below and I'll make sure to answer all of them as well. And if you do want to know another ninja ad strategy, check out this next video, because that is what's generating a ton of leads for agents, both buyers and sellers. And I want to help you scale your business and your production this year.